Good morning. The weather today is awesome. Awesome. That's why actually we have a pretty good group here today. I would have thought everybody had been out having fun, doing something else. Sheesh. You know, yesterday, I tell you, it takes so many people sometimes to run this organization. I mean, you know, when Jan and I started the church like 20 years ago, we had a vision, probably the biggest, well, actually the only vision we really had is if it lasted past a year or two, that we'd have something that people could use all the time, a facility that was usable all the time. And I mean, yesterday ARE was here all day, and then we had a wedding here last night. And I mean, Mary, you know, picked up Toby and whisked her away so she wouldn't be all stressed with everything and brought her back last night. And I mean, you know, it just takes an army. It really does. So thanks. We couldn't do it without everybody. That's for dang sure. And you know, I don't, huh? Oh, cool. Well, holy smokes. How many eggs do you have? Holy smokes. Tons of fresh eggs in the back. So fresh, I think they're what, $4 a dozen? Isn't that what it is? So good deal for really colorful, all kinds of fresh eggs. What a deal. I never plug businesses, but I'm going to plug this one just because of who they impress the heck out of me. New restaurant in town. It's the Old Pancake House. And they're up off of 395 there. And the biggest reason I'm telling you about this is not just because the food was like awesome, but the passion for these guys have for the restaurant business and food. I was absolutely floored. I mean, I talked with some of the original people and the franchisees here and everybody, and it's a local franchise here in the Northwest, but these people are absolutely fanatical about their food. They do not have a deep freezer. They do not have a deep fryer. They do not have a microwave oven. Everything is fresh. Everything is fresh. And I mean, it was to the extent that it was almost amazing. I did. The Old Pancake House. Yeah, and they do have a gluten-free menu. Gluten-friendly menu. It's not gluten-free, but they do have lots of things that if, you know, you like myself, there's plenty of stuff there to eat, and trust me, it might be worthwhile to have a bite or two of things you're not supposed to. Yeah?
For those who don't know where the Old Pancake House is.
I said it was right off of 395, and it's right in front of like Trios Hospital. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's actually on, it's Plaza Way is the address. Right next to, right? Bob's, yep, all that stuff. Yep. I'm going to put the menu in back. It's not inexpensive, but it's not ridiculously expensive either. So, anyway, all right. May you keep your mind open wider than your mouth. That's important information right there. So, all right. Students of Wordways have found it difficult to account for the use of "to give the gun" as a way to accelerate. Early quotations are lacking, and the only reasonable explanation connects with expression from World War I. Combat planes of the period were slow and clumsy, and in attacking an enemy, it was standard practice to climb above them and dive to gain speed. Giving his engine all the gas it would take, the pilot would open up with his machine gun. This led to the association of rapid acceleration with gunning. After becoming fixed in speech of airmen, expression was soon applied to automobiles and speedboats as well. So, interesting. And if you think about it, the very first machine guns on biplanes and everything, they were actually swiveled, and they would occasionally accidentally shoot the prop off. You know, because it's a true story. And then when they actually mounted the guns right up, this is Phil history. They mounted the guns up on top, of course, they have to shoot through the propeller. Well, they discovered very early on that wasn't a great idea. So they actually found a way to time the bullets between the props. I don't know how they did that, but pretty amazing stuff. Because after all, we are the only church in the universe that starts our service with the Doobie Brothers. Thank you guys, appreciate it. So they knew Jesus was all right too, right? So. The Basenji is the only breed of dog that doesn't bark. It yodels. Have you ever heard of Basenji? Yeah, it's an adorable sound, really. Absolutely adorable. Yeah. They are nice dogs. They are nice dogs. All right. Things that make you go, A yawn is a silent shout. Okay. Saint, a noun, a dead sinner revised and edited. I like that one. Analysis kills spontaneity. The grain once ground into flour springs and germinates no more. So, yeah. See that whole idea? Ooh, stop. We do have a couple of patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. So, and John said, as usual, there's a great woman behind every idiot. And George, one great thing about getting old is that when you you can get out of all sorts of things, social obligations, just by saying you're too tired. It's true, though. It's true. Good grief. Sometimes. We have our May calendar. Of course, services are always started with the Qigong and eggs in the back. So that was kind of a joke, but we do have eggs in the back still. Josie is doing the process tomorrow at 6:30. It's easy emotional clearing. Where's Josie? Talk to Josie. Should be a really interesting class. Okay. Essential oils on Tuesday. Full moon crystal readings with Beth Clark on Wednesday. Do we have any more information on that?
It's online.
Okay, go online if you want more information on that. Interchange, of course, on Wednesday evening. And then on Thursday, Janice is doing a widget class, ARE meets, and there's probably other things going on that just don't get on the calendar. So, two Eskimos sitting in a kayak were chilly, so they lit a fire in the craft. Unsurprisingly, it sank, proving once again that you can't have your kayak and heat it too. Two hydrogen atoms meet. One says, "I've lost my electron." The other says, "Are you sure?" The first one replies, "Yes, I'm positive." Mike, do you need that one? You like it? Okay. Did you hear about the Buddhist who refused Novocaine during a root canal? His goal, transcendental medication. Gosh, just... There was a person who sent 10 puns to a friend with the hope that at least one of the puns would make them laugh. No pun intended. Awful. Oh, and just to finish it up with another blonde joke. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Yeah. A police officer stops a blonde for speeding and asks her very nicely if he could see her license. She replied in a huff, "I wish you guys would get your act together. Just yesterday you took away my license and then today you expect me to show it to you." Please. Oh, I don't have to put the thingy down because our computer's not working. So we're going to just pick something out of our songbook. How about that? Of course, I already picked it, but it's actually Peter, Paul, and Mary, If I Had a Hammer. And I had to make sure it was in the book. It's quite a ways back in the eyes, like midway in the eyes. So, but it's there. Well, of course, most of us older people know the song anyway. And there's no particular reason that I'm playing this other than, hey, I like it.
We must be in heaven, man.
Just trying to tune something in. Just trying to find something you can tolerate.
Got into an argument this morning with my Rice Krispies.
We're old. Whacked out people.
We are old.
We are old.
And proud of it.
I'm proud of it. 'Tis true. Warm up here. So, had a really cool dream this morning. Woke up to, we've been thinking about our 20th anniversary. Our first service was 20 years ago, the first Sunday in November. So, we wanted to do something really special for that. So I had this dream that Odette came and she told us about the art that she did, the quilts that she did and what their significance was. And Callie had come, she talked about that. And different people came and shared what the different things meant to them here at church. And I just woke up, I was crying, I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. Everybody loves it too. So anyway, that was, I think we're going to do something really special for our anniversary. I'm not sure what that is, but 20 years, a long time. And you know, people come, people go. Sometimes it's a haven for someone when they're going through a bad time, and sometimes it's their rock, and this is where they need to be. And sometimes we're a stepping stone. Sometimes people step from this back into a religion they grew up in, or they step from this to something else, and that's okay. We don't have any expectations. We don't have any hold on you. You know, if you want to show up for services, we're here. If you don't, nobody's going to hunt you down. Thank God, right? It's just home. If you want to be here, you can be here. And that makes us really, really unique. And I think sometimes I forget to tell you how valuable you are to me. Because even though some people come and some people go, I'm going to cry, and we don't hang on to them, seeing the same faces every Sunday is such a powerful blessing to my soul. So you may think I'm doing this for you, but I'm getting some feedback here. It's also helpful for me, and it's helpful for Phil and I both. And we see people who struggle and go through stuff, and the next thing you know, they're not struggling anymore. And they're taking their lives back, or they're getting back on track, or they're more empowered than they were before. And that just means the world to us, that you have a sanctuary, you have a home here where you can get your power back, you can get your strength back, because life can beat us up pretty good. So with that said, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of who we are. I apologize in advance, but I'm not sorry. I was sitting, meditating during this week, and thinking, you know, I'm not sure, you know, what do you want me to bring for Healing Sunday? This is our Healing Sunday, first Sunday of the month. They brought me this stupid little divine timestamp again. I was like, I've already talked about this at least twice. Look again. Look again. Okay, fine, I'll look again. You don't ever argue with God, I'm sure. No, you don't argue with God. No, you wouldn't do that. Unless, of course, you would. Pardon me, I saw that horrible cough thing. So, as I was looking at the little card, this divine timestamp, I was in a meditative state, and some information came through about when you look at the clock, and what are the significance of the numbers. You know, you've probably heard 1111, and that means something. But, well, that's too hard, and I can't remember, I don't want to look it up. So they brought something else that is a little easier for my brain, maybe a little easier for your brain as well. And so for each number, there's an energetic structure to that. If you're awake and active, it means one thing, and if you're resting, it means something else. I'm going to go over that in a minute. And so I was looking at this again. I saw these are all the things I've been harping on for the last 20 years. These are everything we've talked about over the last 20 years, consolidated. So number one is about a sacred path. Here at the Divine Fellowship, I don't care what your path is. It's your path. Who am I to tell you whether it's right or wrong, good or bad? Walk your own path. Walk your sacred path. And if you're walking your sacred path, you're going to be happy. You're going to be joyful. You're going to have bliss in your life. So your sacred path is significant for you. And I'm not here to tell you how to walk that. I'm here to encourage you in that journey. Because if we're all walking a sacred path, there's some things that are familiar that are harmonious, whatever path you walk. Loving one another. Respecting and honoring one another. Those are all things that are congruous with whatever sacred path you choose. Make sense? Connection is the number 2. You're connected. You're all connected. How you connect and in what way you connect and what you call that which you're connected to, that's all okay. It's your thing. I'm not here to tell you what that's supposed to be. I'm here to encourage you to connect. 3, grace. Grace is unmerited favor. This is having a blessing in your life that you didn't have to earn. You know, a lot of times we have relationships that, oh, if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. When you're a divine connection, it's not an earned experience. You just be. You breathe. Therefore, you have the right to grace. It's a free gift to you. And blessings will come on the heels of grace every time. Strength. There's lots of different kinds of strength. There's strength of the body, strength of character, strength of your integrity, strength of your purpose. We all have different strengths. We were talking about just recently, last Sunday as a matter of fact, about how we're all different. But I can't do what you do, and you can't do what I do. You are a piece of the cosmic jigsaw puzzle, and you're valuable. No one can do what you came here to do. You have a significant piece of the work to do. Only you can do. Whatever that might be. And it is your strength. Some people have the strength of hospitality. Some people have the strength of a kindness, kind word. Have you ever had a hug from somebody and you go, oh man, I'm better because that person hugged me? You know, there are certain people in the world, well, yeah, Daryl's hugging pretty darn good, yeah. So when you get a hug from somebody who's just there for you, it's wonderful. Mike's a good hugger too. Joy. I'm not talking about happiness. Happiness comes because I have the latest and greatest car, or the latest and greatest house, or the latest and greatest this, or the latest and greatest that. Joy is this thing that happens within us no matter what's going on around us. Crappy things could be happening, but we could still have joy. That's that inner resonance that no one can steal from you under any circumstance. Love. That's the number 6, is love. We are love. These are body beings that this is God's love to go box. We're love on the go. Wherever you go, you take love with you. You emanate love. That's part of what we came here to do. Number 7 is wisdom. And we don't have to have the answers. Isn't that beautiful? Drives me crazy when people think you have to have the answer. No, ask the questions. Be the seeker. That's where the power is. That's where the joy is. That's where all these other things happen, is when we can ask for that information that's from a higher source that can give us that information, that guidance that leads us into wisdom. I'm talking about that. Never mind. That was the thought. Never mind. Power. Number 8 is power. Now there's different kinds of power. We all have creative power. We are created in the image of Creator. And Creator took nothing and created something. And we take that which we have and we create our world from that. We create that with this energy within us, this power within us that emanates. If you're emanating love and light and joy, love and light and joy comes to you. If you're emanating fear and regret and terror and trauma, more of that's going to come to you. So it sometimes takes a little bit of time to shift and be in a place where we reclaim true power, which is that power of love, that power of joy. And as we emanate that shifts everything. We had our Followers of the Way class on Thursday night. And one of the things that we talked about is when we're of like mind, when you get people of like mind emanating the same energy, you're unstoppable. Unstoppable. If we're coming from our place of heart, we're unstoppable for good. If we're coming from a place of judgment and criticism and pain and hurt, we're unstoppable with that too. The only thing that can stop us is ourselves. Our choice. Our power. And the number 8 power here is I'm infused with divine power. When we're infused with that divine energy and we're unstoppable for good. Then you can use your unique power for whatever you have, your unique strength of grace and kindness and joy. And you can change the world. We talked about this last week. You came to change the world. If you're in this room, you came to change the world. Maybe it's just your world, but you did. We're not here to sit back and go, teach me, show me, let me just be with that. No, you came to change the world, and you changed that by all of these things here, all of this power. Number 9 is shine. Shine. Shine on. You are a living light. The living light of love flows into you, through you, in you, of you. Shine on. People see your light, and they're drawn to you. Sometimes negative people are drawn to you because they want to suck the life out of you. And that's when you get to use your power and your strength and your joy to say, no thank you. You have the power of choice, who you allow in your life and what happens in your life. That's your power. It's a superpower. Use it. Take it on. And the 0 is blessing. Being a blessing and receiving a blessing. So grace. It's grace. It's all about grace. So let me read you the affirmations. Number 1, I walk a sacred path. True? How about an amen on that? Amen. I'm divinely connected. Are you? Right? Mm-hmm. I walk in grace. Do you not feel like you walk in grace? It's okay. Because that's a feeling. It's not the truth. It's a feeling. I'm going to tell you how to get that back, that feeling back. I'm strong enough. Are you super strong? You don't have to be super strong. You're just strong enough. That's all that matters. I resonate with joy. I am love. I act with love. I'm guided into wisdom. Don't have to have the answers, but you can have wisdom that leads you where you need to be. I'm infused with divine empowerment. I am a light of love. I am blessed. How cool is that? That's what we've been talking about for the last 20 years here at the Divine Fellowship. Now here's the deal. Sometimes we don't feel that this moment is sacred. It's hard stuff, going through difficult things. Sometimes it's because we've made some choices that make it difficult. Sometimes we're caught up in the cosmic kickback from somebody else's choices. So we can ask for help. Oh, who knew, right? I don't have to be perfect, and you get to ask for help. That's the hard part. So let me help you. Number 1, help me see the sacredness in this moment. We forget. We think it's all about work. It's all about what other people think. It's all about what we're doing. No. Help me see the sacredness in this moment. And sometimes in this moment is the only moment we have. And in this moment, that's where our power resides. When we feel the sacredness of it, we can access that power. Number 2, renew and enhance my connection. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Renew and enhance my sense of connection. You're always connected. You're always connected. Renew and enhance my sense of that connection. Number 3, increase my awareness of grace granted to me. Are you breathing? Grace. Because guess what? You could be not breathing. I don't know about you, but after having this cold cough thing, having a good breath of air is just really a wonderful blessing. and did not cough afterwards. It made me tickle. 4, help me feel the strength flowing to me now. Help me feel that. It's flowing. If you don't feel it, it's not because it's not flowing. It's because our awareness is stifled. Our awareness is stifled because we believe the illusion of all this crap going on around us. We forget that's just stuff. And we exist beyond stuff. We exist beyond that. Number 5, refresh the joy resonance within me. Refresh that. Renew that. Oh, forgot. We forget. Cosmic V8 moment. Restore the love in my inner being is number 6. Restore that love. We forget. Hardship, heartache, suck that out of us. Because we let it. Because we can. But number 6, restore the love in my inner being. Number 7, I love this one. Open my eyes and heart to deeper understanding. That's where wisdom lies. Open my eyes and heart to deeper understanding. Because sometimes what we see, what we perceive, is based on or come from, and not the truth. Have you ever made a mistake? Because we didn't know that, oh, if I do that, it's painful. But we have to judge ourselves about that. Think we're bad because of that. No, we just figured that out. We're going to do it differently next time. And if we are open, have our eyes open and our heart open, then we have a deeper understanding about the actions that we take. And we can choose differently. The first gift God gave humanity was the power of choice. Use it! Use it or lose it. Number 8. Help me to surrender into all that is. That's where true power is surrender. But we think, we got to do it. We got to make it our way. We got to make it happen. Well, and sometimes we do have to apply our will. Sometimes we do have to apply that strength that we have. Sometimes action is important for us to take. And sometimes surrender is the most powerful action we can take. Surrendering our will. Now, surrendering isn't giving up. Giving up is saying, oh, it's just too hard, I can't do it anymore. Been there, done that. I think we all have. But surrender is saying, okay, I'm gonna let this play out. I'm gonna open my eyes and my heart to a deeper understanding about where I am right now, and I'm gonna let wisdom and guidance come to me. Wow, that's so hard, isn't it? Because we want to have the answer. We want to know. We want to have the path laid out for us. No, sometimes the path laid out for us is to just sit and wait. Sometimes we have to surrender to that. I hate that. I don't like it. Phil and I did our DNA the other day, the 23andMe. It came back, I really have a high listing of Neanderthal in me. So Phil and I have been joking about that. His is pretty high too. So, Janak need meat. Phil does something I don't like. Janak no like. Me no like surrender. Me no like. I want to do it my way. I want to make it happen. And yet surrendering is this powerful place where we stop for just a second, and in that moment of recognition, we realize we're not alone. And that our journey is sacred. And there's something beautiful, blissful about this moment that we're going to take into the next moment. Number 9, on the heels of the surrender of me no like, recharge the light of love within me now. Sometimes we just need a recharge. Phil and I have electric cars. Well, Phil has electric cars. He lets me drive them. And so it's like, there's just so far they'll go. And you have to plug them in. So we plug them in, takes a few hours, then we can unplug and off we go again. Plug in, recharge, and then off you go again. It's important to recharge our batteries. That's what the divine fellowship is here for. How many people feel better when you walk out than when you walked in? Happens every time because you recharge your batteries. You can't regroup without the group. We're here for a reason. We try to do it on our own. Stop that. Let the group recharge your batteries. Because as you're recharging your batteries by reconnecting in, they're recharging their batteries. And you know what? We recharge to a higher level when we're together. And zero. Bless me and let me be a blessing. Bless me. Let me be a blessing. I don't know about you, but when I can be of service to someone, or I can have a kindness I say to someone, or I can help in some way, that feels awesome. Sometimes we sit back and say, I don't have anything, God bless me, bring it to me. Find somebody to bless. And then the blessings just roll in right away. Be the blessing and receive the blessing. Be the blessing first. Be the blessing first. And the blessings will just roll in. A couple of Bible verses I want to share with you. Bible verses. My mouth is not working. Psalms 46, verses 1 through, how far shall we go? How far should we go? There's a lot in this one. Let's just stop. And I'll stop when they tell me to. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in time of trouble. A very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth should change. Oh, guess what? We got lots of change going on in this world, do we not? Are you afraid? Stop being afraid. You can be in love and light or fear. Can't have both. Can't have both. Choose. Your choice. First gift God gave humanity. Choice. Choose. You going to be afraid or not? And though the mountains slip into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains quake at the swelling pride. I love this verse. Just hang on to this one. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God. I don't know what that river is. Maybe it's a river of love. Maybe it's a river of light. Maybe it's a river of joy. I don't know. Not the river of denial. Good point. God, the holy dwelling places of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She will not be moved. How many people remember the little song? I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the waters, I shall not be moved. Be unchangeable about that. You can change your mind. You can change your heart. You can change your path. You can change your journey. But stay steadfast in walking your sacred path, in walking your sacred journey, in having connection, grace, strength, joy, love, wisdom, power, shining and blessing. Do that. Be there. Okay, one more and then I'll let you go. One more and we'll do God meditation. And he will, how blessed, Psalms 1. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. I get so excited. I'm sorry, but I don't apologize. How blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sit with the seat of scoffers. If you're hanging around people who are scornful of whatever, watch that. That negative energy can pour out on you and screw your day, screw your life up. How is scoffing at someone, ridiculing someone, or some situation a blessing? It's not. Walk away from that. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and his law he meditates day and night. Meditate, ponder, ponder. Do you have to have the answers? No. Ponder. Ask the questions. Be the seeker. And he will be like a tree firmly planted by the streams of water, which yields its fruit in season. It becomes a blessing in time. Sometimes we're just too stuck, too broken, too sad, too hurt. We can't give anything to anybody. Plant yourself. Plant yourself in the truth. God is love. Plant yourself. And when you're planted, then you have all the nourishment that you need, and in time, you can bear fruit. Its leaf doesn't wither. And whatever he does prospers. Now, the Bible's politically incorrect. Uses the term he. Means anyone. Anyone. A person that meditates on the law and spiritual things day and night will be like a tree firmly planted by the streams of water, which yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. And in whatever they do, they prosper. Whatever you do, you prosper. Now here's a really wonderful thing about this divine timestamp. It doesn't just work for time. I was going through the Bible the other day, picked a Bible verse, and then I looked up the Bible verse. I'm like, little divine timestamp, and it blessed me richly. It was like, oh, cool. It added the strength and the joy and the sacred path to whatever Bible verse I was looking at. Okay, so you look at the clock. Let's say you have a birthday. Look up your birthday. What does your birthday mean? How fun is that? And we have a labyrinth out in the back. Walk the labyrinth. And with every step, speak your truth. You have active and resting. Let me walk over that really quickly. You walk a sacred path. If you're resting, allow sacred stillness to support your path. 2, we walk with you, sense our connection. If you're resting, allow us to connect with you. It's our choice. The willingness to connect is there. It's our choice. Number 3, grace flows to you now. Receive grace. We bring strength to you. And the resting, allow your faith to be strengthened. Plant yourself and allow your faith to be strengthened. 5, we send the harmonic resonance of joy to you now. Allow joy to resonate within you. It's your choice. You can choose it or choose out. 6, be the love that you are. Or allow our love to reactivate within you. Guidance and wisdom are on the way for number 7. Open your perceptions to our guidance. Do you ever get an inkling? A hint? Sometimes we don't. Sometimes that's when we need it the most. Stop, be still, ask for a sign. And then you'll be guided instantly. Sign will come. 8, step out with power and grace. Allow our infinite power to flow to you now. Infinite, unlimited, without boundaries. And you don't have to earn it. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be anything. Just allow, and it flows to you. Number 9, shine on. And the resting, receive the light being offered to you now. It's being offered. It's there. You don't even have to turn on the light switch. Just have to awaken to it. It's already there. And 0, be the blessing in this moment. And the resting, a blessing is on the way. If you don't have one of these already, there's some in the back. And if we run out, we'll make more copies. And because today is a healing Sunday, I want to do a guided meditation. Oops, I didn't want to do that.